All right, well, let's get started. Welcome everybody who joined us and who has stuck around. Welcome to tonight's Real Stories of Transformation. So I'm so excited to be with you to share with you really what's possible. That's what I want to focus on tonight. So I would love to share just a little bit about me. I was introduced to Optavia by a friend, actually. I saw from the outside exactly how Optavia was changing lives. And it really wasn't until that friend invited me to learn more about what she does. And you know, when she called me that day, I was thrilled. I was actually really honored that she called me and she invited me. I didn't even know it was an option for me. I saw her do it. I saw her success, but I didn't know it could be for me. And so I came from the background of being a fitness instructor. And I realized that it really could, when I heard more about it, I realized, you know, this really could help with my goal of helping people with their health. Because I felt like at the time that my hands were tied. And with my influence, I only had an impact on so many people and so much with the knowledge that I had. And so I decided that this really would help me to be able to share this whole transformation with people, and that would be a game changer. So that was 9 years ago. And actually a big thing for me was when I learned about these statistics here up on the screen. And this was like shocking for me. When I learned about these, this is really what made me want to look into this more. I thought some of these statistics, obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. This is a worldwide statistic. This is astounding. And people that are overweight are actually more than people that are underweight. And that's just healthy body. We have also a healthy mind and healthy finances. That money is a major source of conflict in relationships. Almost a third of adults say that. And 69, over 2/3 of people were stressed over their finances at work. Okay, this is crazy. This, to me, tells me that we are struggling as a nation, as worldwide, we are struggling. And I was not okay with this when I first heard this. This, to me, this is not only the people that are around us that influence us, but I was thinking like further down the line, these numbers are not getting better. If we've seen the trends, they're getting worse. And so to me, I saw my children, the world that they would grow up in. And then I saw my grandchildren. This is like all going through my head as I was deciding whether or not I wanted to help other people and if this is something I felt passionate about. Can anybody relate to this? I don't know if I'm just dramatic, but I felt a need to help. I wanted to help with these statistics, and I knew we could make a difference. And so I knew that it really was the right timing, that we needed help. And so we are a company that has been around for over 40 years. And we've been recognized by Forbes as as most trustworthy companies. That's amazing. And we're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. We're based in the US, but our headquarters are in Baltimore. Our worldwide headquarters are in Baltimore. And really, this unique company, we have over 30,000 coaches that are joining us on this mission. Dr. A, our co-founder right here on the right, graduated first in his class, and he went on to be the chairman at one of the top hospitals in America. And what is so powerful about his story is that he decided to redirect his focus into the preventative arena and focus on lifestyle management and healthy habits. And now, because of that decision from Dr. A, over 1 million lives have been impacted because of Optavia. That is, most of us on this call right here are so grateful for Dr. A and his decision. Something in common that we all have, those 30,000 of us that are coaches and 1 million that are impacted by Optavia, we care about real transformation. It's real here. We're getting real. Our community of health coaches is a very special place. And this unique group of inspiring people, I just feel like you guys are my people. I love this community. And this is how we do it. You ask how do we do it? It is lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. This is pretty much sums it up. I want to introduce to you, I cannot wait for you to meet the lovely Stephanie Smith, because Stephanie is actually really new to our community. And so I really wanted to have her perspective to come on tonight, because she has just jumped in with 2 feet and everything else. And she has not only transformed her life, as you can see with the pictures here, but she is already making such a huge impact on people and other people, because honestly, you're going to hear from her. You're going to hear her heart of how much she loves us. So Stephanie, we're so excited to hear from you.
Thank you, Shantelle. Like she said, my name is Stephanie, and I'm now an independent certified Optavia coach. And I'm so thrilled to be here and just share my story for a couple of minutes. So I'm a mom of 2 little kids. I'm a music teacher, and I've struggled with my weight my entire life. Diet Yo-Yo was my middle name. And I had really reached a point at the end of last year that I knew my future was going down a road of diabetes or bariatric surgery, just down a road that I wasn't really very excited about. I have 2 really young children. I wanted more for them. I wanted more for myself. So I was introduced to the wonderful world of Optavia, and this plan gave me structure, motivation, and all of the tools that I needed to create a healthier life for myself. And I'm still on my journey, but I'm just shy of hitting the 100-pound lost milestone. And I'm super, super thrilled about that. And I have been, overwhelmed with the simplicity of the program and how it's really transformed my relationship with food and health in general. And as I started to grow more passionate about the program, I started to think ahead to what things looked like when I was done. What did that look like when I hit that maintenance, and where did I go from there? What did the end game look like? I didn't want the way that I've been feeling to end. And I really wanted to shout from the rooftop all about this program that I had found. I wanted everybody to know about it. I wanted to surround myself with this healthy mindset and bless others with the same. So I became a coach. And I haven't regretted it for a single moment. Seemingly overnight, my mindset really shifted to a bigger picture, right? This was no longer just about getting skinny or feeling good. It was about so much more, this bigger picture. And I was able to see what an impact I could have. The even bigger health goals that I had for myself as a coach, the people I could bless, the financial stability I could offer my family. And in the short time that I've been doing this, you guys, I've seen all of those things come to light in my life. And I have coaching this beautiful program to thank for that. And I love that. So we have 4 components to our system. And we really discovered that it's using these 4 components together that really helps people transform their lives long term. That's what I love the most about this. This is not a fad, right? This is a long-term lifestyle change. So when a client starts the program, they're working closely with an independent Optavia coach. And this is at no additional charge to them. They're linked arm in arm with their coach who's serving them as a resource for information and support along their journey. And we also have our Habits of Health transformational system. Y'all, this is golden. People want to know the secret to long-term success. This is it, right? These materials are designed to help us reprogram our thinking and be able to install these healthy habits into our lives long-term. And one of my favorite components is the Optavia community. You're taking part of that right now. It's awesome. We've got webinars and trainings and social media support groups. And we surround ourselves with like-minded people who help further support us in our goals. And this is why a lot of people decide to start coaching, right? So as we're helping others, we are basically continuing to grow and build our own healthy community and our own healthy support system around ourselves. And so lastly is the nutrition program. And it's beautifully simple. We use protein carb balanced fuelings that are delicious and fuel our bodies with tons of vitamins and nutrients. And it really streamlines our nutrition and takes the guesswork out of the day-to-day. So we talk a lot in Optavia about the trilogy of optimal health. And as coaches, we strongly believe that if we can find balance in healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances, then we're set up to enjoy an incredibly rewarding life. And I came into this program knowing I needed help with healthy body. That was a given for me. I knew that was something I needed. And when I could see the possibilities and the power of the program, I couldn't help but start coaching. I had to share this. And I cannot even begin to tell you the blessings this has brought to me in a relatively short amount of time. And this was no longer just about losing weight. I found purpose in helping others. I found drive in my own health goals. I found confidence in myself, confidence that was long gone since becoming a mom and before then. And so I was able to find that again. And it has just been absolutely rewarding. I found that healthy mind. And you know what very quickly followed was the healthy finances. We've been able to pay off some debt. We've been able to enjoy some extra travel that we simply just couldn't before starting this journey. And so through coaching, I'm changing the lives of myself and so many others. And the best part is that I'm having an absolute blast doing it.
Stephanie, amazing. Thank you for sharing these secrets. And, you know, I'm going to quote Steph right now. Y'all better listen up because y'all, she's got it. Like what she just said, I hope you felt that. I hope, to me, we talk about real transformations. And was that not a real story, real transformation of what really happened? And those 4 components in these 3 areas, that is what it's about. That's the secret there. And although I just get the chills when I hear stories like that, it is not uncommon. Like I said, over 1 million lives have been impacted. This is the system. This is the way that we make this happen. So I absolutely love teaching this, and thank you for coming on to share your story, Stephanie. I am excited to have on next this power couple. Like you can see right here, Eric and Gretchen Fors. They are incredible. They, being in the medical field, they have a really unique perspective and needed work that we do in Optavia. And so they have impacted so many as well. And they are in it for the lifelong change as well. And that's why I wanted you to hear their journey. And I want them to kind of go into more detail about what this coaching thing is all about, what this even looks like.
Thanks so much, Shantelle. Thank you. Thank you. We're so excited to share tonight. And actually, it was really touching to hear Stephanie's story because I was just looking at my Facebook feed and, you know, it tells you memories. It's been 5 years since I went to my first convention. And to be honest, I was a brand new coach with 1 client and I had no idea what I was in for. And I sat down and Dr. Anderson started talking about healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finance. And I thought, I've never heard that before, and realized that I really had a lot to learn. And what I knew at that time, 5 years ago, was that this program had changed our life. And like you said before, my background is that I'm a family nurse practitioner. So I obviously have a passion for also helping people and really wanted to help and serve people. And I loved being a family nurse practitioner. I had an opportunity to serve a lot of people that way. But I got married to this lovely young man here who's not so young anymore. And we have 5 children, 5, okay? So in the middle of I had twins just before this picture was taken that's on the left. And I was so excited to take family pictures. We were gonna go, the boys were old enough to sit up on their own. We were gonna do family pictures and we took the family pictures and we got the family pictures back. And I took a look at them and went, oh my goodness. What happened? And I picked up the phone and I called my friend Shantelle Flake. If you were on the call earlier, you met Sarah. And I said, okay, I don't know what you're doing, but I need to do it because I need some help. And you know, as a nurse practitioner, I knew what I needed, but I didn't know how to do it, right? In fact, I worked years in women's health. And the #1 question I got asked working in women's health was, how do I lose weight? it's got to be my thyroid. Will you check my thyroid? I'm sure my thyroid is low and that's why I'm gaining weight. And I would run all their labs and come back and say, hey, you're healthy. Like everything looks good. You need to eat better. You need to sleep better. You need to take better care of yourself. And they would say, well, how do you do that? And I would say, I don't actually know. They don't actually teach you that in nursing school. So good luck. If you find a program that works for you, will you come back and tell me, because I need help too, right? Like seriously, like not good advice for visiting your family practice doctor, right? So I got in program. We, had amazing results. I realized that I had 5 kids now, 3 of them are under the age of 2. And so when I went to go back to work, I thought daycare for 3 kids under the age of 2 is ridiculous. And I really wanted to stay home with my kids. And I thought, wait, why am I going back to work as a nurse practitioner when this is the answer I was looking for all those years? And it checked all the boxes for what was important for me as a nurse practitioner. The studies were great. It has all the components. It has a mental, emotional, behavioral component. It has a nutrition component, has that support component, had all the components I knew that a well-balanced program had, and it had worked for us. It wasn't just, I knew it was a good program. I knew it worked. I had seen it work. And people were begging me for my secret. And so, like I said, 5 years ago, I jumped on the plane, went to Orlando for convention, had no idea what I'd gotten myself into, and was blown away. The first time I met Dr. A, I realized his heart and passion was in this, and this is how I wanted to serve others, and this is how I wanted to pay it forward and share health with America, and that I had so much more an impact sharing Optavia than I did ever writing a prescription or giving people bad advice that they paid a lot of money to come see me for. And so it's really been a beautiful journey.
Looking back at that picture, as any good husband, I gained quite a bit of sympathy weight, as I'm sure husbands can relate to. And when those twin boys were running around, I thought, I need to be around for the long term to run around with these boys and be active. And so finding the program was a tremendous blessing for us. And then also really being able to do it together as a couple. This was really the first time in our lives when we weren't having kids or we weren't in school or whatnot. So being able to do it together was really gratifying and allowed us to really lean on each other and support each other through our health journey. And once you find this program, you can't help but want to share it because you've seen the blessing it's been in your life. You've seen the transformation it's been in your family, in your kids' lives, creating generational health. And it's just a natural outflow to want to bless the lives of other people. And so that's really what started our journey around health coaching. And we're going into a little bit more around some of those benefits.
Okay. So like I said, some of you are probably here to hear a little bit more about this, and some of you probably just are on this call wondering what people were going to talk about. And so one of the things as a client, I didn't really understand why my coach was inviting me to coach. I thought for sure that it was something that was going to benefit her. And so once I realized that that was absolutely not true, it changed my whole mindset about this, because what I know is that I have struggled with my health my whole life with my weight, and that being a coach has given me such a reinforcing, like a decision to stay healthy, right? I stay in the community, I make good choices, I read my life book because I know my clients are reading my life book, and I make sure that I'm doing the do because I want to be a good example. So it really has reinforced my decision to stay healthy. And that paying it forward has been so fun. Like, you think it's always fun to have a goal for yourself and get that goal, but it's even more fun to watch somebody else do it. It's kind of like parents and kids. Like, it's always fun for it to happen to you, but it is really fun to be the cheerleader for your clients and to realize that like they are creating lifelong changes. And what's amazing is sometimes they don't see them. So that's the best part of a coach, is being able to say, hey, did you just realize that like when we first talked, these are the things that were really bothering you? And did you realize you've like checked all those boxes and changed those things? And, I've seen clients' lives change in all areas: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finance, by just taking that one next step. It's honestly the best job in the whole entire world. You don't get, as a nurse practitioner, you don't honestly get that many wins in healthcare. Like, you see patients, you talk to them, and maybe if you're lucky, they come back and follow up. But patients who are happy and healthy don't actually come back to tell you they're happy and healthy. They just don't come back for a while. And by the time you see them again, you may not even remember why you saw them the time before and what their problem was, right? And it's the patients who come back all the time because you can't solve their problem that you see mostly, and it's not actually that much fun. Health coaching is about 100% opposite than that, right? Because I weekly get to check in with my clients. I get to build that relationship And I get to hear those wins and see those wins. And it's just so rewarding. And, you know, the compensation is amazing too, right? It's the currency of goodwill. I've never had a client call me and tell me that I ruined their life. They always call and tell me how grateful they are. And then honestly, it's financially fulfilling. I had no idea. Like, I started this because it seemed like a good thing to do. Let me stay home. I used to call myself a nap time health coach. I would make calls and do things during my, well, my twins were the youngest, but they're nap time. And it's just been amazing to see the ripple effect of how my helping one person has helped so many people, and then also financially blessed our lives. And it's given us the freedom to have an amazing life.
Like Gretchen said, I mean, the ability to leave a legacy for people is so gratifying. So as you can see on the screen here, right, we believe in a progressive growth model. So you start as a coach, right? And so a lot of times people are going to see your transformation. They're going to ask, just like Gretchen got asked, what have you been doing? How do I do it? I got to get healthy. And so friends and family, coworkers, people will see your transformation. And if you want to make it, pay it forward and become a coach, you can coach in a small circle around you. Then as you progress, you may want to become a business coach where you're teaching other people how to grow their own Optavia businesses. And then as a business leader, you're helping even greater teams grow and help other people get healthy. And as a coach, you only get compensated when people get healthy. So you can have trust and confidence, the integrity of the program, that as you're helping more and more people transform their lives for the future, you will be justly compensated as a coach. So how does it work? I want to answer one question that somebody asked in the chat was, you do not need to be a medical practitioner to do this. My wife, like she mentioned, as a nurse practitioner. I come from a business background. I'm a numbers guy, I'm a finance guy. And one thing that I love about coaching, I never in my wildest dreams thought that we would ever be able to be in the same business together. I thought I'd be doing my day job in corporate finance. She'd be doing her thing as a nurse practitioner, and we'd kind of be juggling things. And so the ability to do something together as a couple has really been awesome. So I want to make that clear that you do not need to be a medical practitioner. You can come from any background, and really it all comes down to, do you love people and do you want to help America get healthy? It's really the qualifications. So how does it work? So you're self-employed, you're independent. It can be full and part-time. We're kind of a hybrid model right now. Gretchen's doing this full-time. I'm doing this part-time on the side. And as we grow our business, eventually we hope to both be full-time, growing our Optavia business. So right now, it's kind of a blend, a fusion for us. Low startup cost. You know, this one really resonated with me. I've always had an entrepreneurial mindset and kind of looking at things and how to launch a business. And when you look at the opportunity cost to start up this business, it is nowhere near, there's no other business with as low a startup cost. And so really take that into consideration as you're looking at a business. The other thing, you're not carrying inventory. You're not managing, your garage isn't full of inventory. You are simply helping people get healthy. Optavia has the product, the supply chain to get the product to your clients as fast as possible. And you're just helping people get healthy. The other thing, flexible business. In this era where we're all having to be a lot more flexible, can I get an amen? We are being able to help our business thrive even in this volatile environment. I can tell you, we've grown our business on the ski slopes. We've grown our business in the car. We've grown our business at the beach. And we've been able to.
And we've grown our business when I've homeschooled 5 kids,
There you
right?
go. Right,
So
yeah.
that's what needs the amen. The fact that so far the kids have been home 137 days or something.
We lost count. So you can grow your business anywhere. And we all know that people are searching for ways to get healthy. So there has never been a better time to help America get healthy. Training and support, as Shantelle mentioned, we're on trainings right now. We have a plethora of trainings throughout the week at any time. You can listen to podcasts, and there's just a plethora of training resources to help you grow your business.
Okay, well, thanks. Yeah, and I'm really glad Eric brought that up, because a lot of times people say, oh, well, you make a great coach because you're a nurse practitioner. And actually, I make a terrible coach because I'm a nurse practitioner. I make a great coach because I like people, okay? Because I had to pretty much throw out everything I learned. Not everything I learned, just the model. Let's just be that's true about the model. This model is so much better. Sharing and caring is so much better than telling people to do anything ever. So we do have really great coach support, like just like any new coach, or Eric's a finance guy, I'm a nurse, but we did the comprehensive training system. I leaned in, I talked to my coach. Literally, she would tell me to do something and I just had enough faith. I might have been scared, but I had enough faith just to do what she told me. The next step. It was learn as you earn. And I just, my first goal, I remember how excited I was for those first 5 clients, right? Those first 5 clients. And then I set the next goal and the next goal. So my business coach really worked hip to hip with me. Chantelle's also a mentor coach of mine. And, the mentorship on this program is, we came to the program because we needed to change our physical health. And I think we've stayed for the community, the mentorship, and the training. And I would say that about every single coach in this business, that there is someone, if it's not your coach, there's someone to reach up to who will help reach out and help you. So we also employ team coaching. So your apprentice as you go, we don't all know the answers. In fact, we don't need to know the answers. That's not really our job. It's to be there and to be the helper. But if you need to know something, there's always someone else to help and someone to reach out to. And you get to work at your own pace, right? Like there have been ebbs and flows in our business. We've moved, we've had, we have some children with real special needs and medical issues that, like, I'm grateful every day that I get to work from home, because I spend a lot of time shuffling kids to the doctor and with appointments and stuff like that, some days I can work a lot and some days it doesn't fit in the cracks of our lives that day for whatever reason, but it works and we can make it work in our family. There's also local, regional, and national events. I'm, for one, really excited for Optavia Together Live this weekend. And I got my little wellness kit in the mail and we're getting excited. And I know our team's getting excited to see all those things. But, just amazing, amazing support that way.
Thank you so much, Eric and Gretchen, for laying that out and really helping us understand what that looks like. I just want to know how you got those 5 kids to not come in while you talk. Like, that's a miracle right there. 136 days, that's a few days. I can relate to that. I'm sure many more. But wow, the joys of having 5 kids and really just being a parent in general. I just love the flexibility. So thank you, Eric and Gretchen. So I hope you've enjoyed these stories tonight. Really all just to cover so many different backgrounds, so many different stories, myself who didn't have a weight loss story, so to speak, but just had a passion in health and fitness. Stephanie, who had an amazing transformational story and had the desire to want to share. And the 4s, with Gretchen being in the medical background and having to forget everything she learned to relearn to be a health coach, but really just having that passion of helping people and loving people. I think that they said it best, is that if you are ready to love on people and to share, that is really what we do as coaches. And so I want to invite you to join our Optavia mission. Talk to the person who invited you. Talk to them about your thoughts, maybe some of your concerns that have come up in this call. I've seen some come up in the chat. Maybe you can kind of brainstorm some ideas of what that looks like for you. Because I want you to think about that ripple effect of what that's going to impact. I didn't know Eric and Gretchen. I didn't know Stephanie before I was a coach, because I didn't know them until somebody connected us. And that's what I love about this ripple effect, is that you don't even know the lives you can impact. Sometimes it takes a leap of faith, but I'll tell you this, that it is the right timing. It is the right industry. We've learned from the statistics. It's the right partner. You saw our company. You heard Optavia. You heard the trustworthy awards that we've earned. And we have the right tools to help you become successful in your goals. You talk to your mentor coach. You talk to who invited you here and tell them those goals and your desires. Because tonight, I hope you have been awakened to what is possible in your life. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good night.